Hello, and welcome to this, another special guest episode of Seldom Differ's Terrible Features. Thanks for downloading. Now, this week's guest, it's a bit of a left field one for us in some ways, in that it's not a comedian and it's not anyone we've ever met before. I'd say most of the guests up to this point, in fact all of the guests, at least one of us has had some kind of interaction with, even if it's just, a brief hello at a comedy night or something like that. But this one was the first one where we've never met the person in the flesh, and it is Irwin Sparkes, the lead singer of the Hoosiers, who I'm sure you'll remember were massive in the noughties. They had, a couple of top 10 singles with I'm starting to worry about Ray and Goodbye, Mr. Ray. Just absolute bangers that were banging out at every indie disco up and down the country. Now, this came about in an interesting way because Matt basically does a character on his Instagram called Gabriel, or Indie Guy, he's sometimes known as, who is, as the name suggests, a kind of pretentious indie guy, like a fan of indie music, but sort of a bit too old for it at this stage, but still living that noughties dream. And in the sketches that he does on Instagram, in fairness, it's he sort of names these bands that he's a fan of, and it's kind of as a punchline. He'll be saying that he's a fan of Scouting for Girls, the Fratellis, the Automatic, and the Hoosiers, or the Hoosiers, as he calls them. I mean, the reason that Matt, and he's said this himself, although we cut it out of the pod, but I mean, the reason he has these references is because, in the day, he was also a fan of these bands. That's why he can reference them with such clarity, which obviously makes the character richer. That being said, you don't expect the guy from the Hoosiers or the guy from Scouting for Girls or the guy from the Automatic to actually see the character on a relatively small Instagram account. But, he did. And the great thing is, he's just got such a great sense of humour, this guy. He just saw the funny side straight away. He got involved. Him and Matt got talking. Next minute, do you want to come on the podcast? Answer, yes, I do, please. So that's what's happened. So we've got Irwin on the podcast. He's just the nicest guy, really funny, really warm. Now, the only other thing to say is, and it's a real shame, is that the sound quality, unfortunately, on Irwin's feed isn't great. We were getting quite a lot of audio dropout on the Zoom call. I was under the impression that Irwin was recording his own audio, so I was sort of like, well, it'll be okay, because I'll just use his pure audio. Turned out I should have been more thorough with my checks, and he was actually recording the Zoom call, which is what I was recording. So what I already had is what he sent over, so it was no better, unfortunately. So some of what Irwin said was a bit lost into the ether of the internet, which is really annoying. So I've done an edit, and I think it's fine. I think it's better than I think it is, but I'm just, a bit of a perfectionist with stuff like this. And I think you get used to it as well after a little bit. Also, Luke, who does our sound mix, he's done a bit of wizardry to try and improve it as much as he can. But, it's not perfect. It's a bit of a shame that we lost some of the conversation, and I've had to sort of chop around it. So if something doesn't quite make sense at some point, I think it all makes sense the way I've done it, but if something's a bit like, I feel like I missed a word there, it probably did. It probably was just the word cut out, unfortunately. So apologies to Irwin for that. But it's still a very good chat, very interesting chat, a very fun chat, and I hope you all enjoy it. Oh, one more thing. The Hoosiers have actually got new music out as of, I think, this week. There's a new single out, which we will play at the end of this show. And they are releasing their first new album in 7 years, I believe, this year. So do check that out. And also check them out on tour up and down the country later this year. Okay, that's enough of this. It's already far too much. Here is our podcast with Irwin Sparkes from the Hoosiers.
Irwin, I watch a lot of these podcasters, and I find a lot of the time they get the best views and the most shared is when there's some kind of tear up on the show. So at some point, I think we should get a soundbite of saying, "This isn't why I've come fucking here, you tossers," something like that, and we'll clip that and just absolutely clickbait the shit out of that,
1,000 yeses. Obviously, I guess we'll just keep it rolling, and chances are it'll happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's true.
More than likely.
It's true. It's true. describe this episode of Terrible Features as a super episode.
Oh, wow.
Because we have a very special guest. Now, we've had some guests in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We like to get a guest on. And this guest is no different. No, actually, that doesn't sound... This guest...
They're a bit different.
...is so special. No, hold on. Help me out, Ray.
Well, we were saying before, what's interesting about this guest is one of the first ones we've had on that we've never actually met in person before, in the flesh.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like most of the guests we've kind of had some kind of interaction with.
Yeah.
You know, we've met, you know, a comedy night or something, or we've met for various reasons. But with this guest, it's the first time we've had one on who we've never had any interaction with before. And so, you know, it could go either way. We don't know where it's going to go.
It could end in a personal... That guest is, of course, Irwin Sparkes from the Hoosiers, or should I say, sorry, the Hoosiers.
To be honest, we answer to anything. Hello. God, I didn't know when I was supposed to talk, and now seems like a good time. I got nothing to say, but it still seems like a good time.
You don't have anything to say yet.
That's it. I'm done. Hi. Bye.
And that was Terrible Features. Thank you so much, Irwin.
Good night. No, but it's a good point you make about the Hoosiers versus the Hoosiers versus the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Because I think I've been saying all my life, and let's just put this to bed once and for all.
No, it's good to do.
I've been saying for, I'd say, half my life, the Hoosiers. And I heard you on an interview or something saying this phrase, Hoosiers. And I thought, well, one of us must be wrong, and it's looking like it might be me.
I have it on some authority, not my own, but myself and Al, the drummer, we had some time in Indiana, and we went to, well, that's known as the Hoosier State.
Right.
They say Hoosier, so we thought, well, that's a good one. We'll call ourselves the Hoosier Complex, which got truncated. And then realised no one can say the bit that we kept.
Right, yeah.
Irwin, did you get to a point where you just said, look, I'm going to stop correcting people now, and like with the radio guys, were they introducing? They just started saying the Hoosiers, I'm presuming.
Yes, even with my own name, which is Irwin, but the amount of times I meet people and I tell them my name and they say, "Nice to meet you, Win," as if I've forgotten. And this said, I mean, I remember when Hosier came out.
Oh, yeah, nightmare.
I knew about it because our lawyer got in touch and said, "Do you want to sue?" And
wow.
You know, if you know anything about Hosier, you know it's one of his double-barrel surnames. So I feel like that would be a tightly fought.
Yeah, be a hard one to win, wouldn't it? When it's his name.
Also, and we've got a few gigs and a few, we picked up a few fans by accident. It was him.
Yeah.
He on to take me to church, and approximately 8% of the audience got it, and probably 4% of them enjoyed it. If I'm honest. I think they were just wildly disappointed, including a bouncer. I remember we came off a gig and he gave us a Hosier CD to sign, telling us that he was Hosier's biggest fan, but was wondering why we didn't play any of the hits.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Yeah. No, and we signed it gratefully. We're just, I'll be honest, we're just grateful for the attention.
Yeah, and I suppose some bands I would go and see just knowing the music, but not actually having any idea what they look like, if I'm honest. And yeah, I could easily turn up to a Hoosier gig thinking it was the Hoosiers, seeing these, I don't even know what Hoosier looks like, to be honest. I'd probably go to one of his concerts worried about Ray to come on any minute and be waiting for the encore and go, they got to play it, they got to play it.
At some point.
But any sense... He wouldn't, to be honest. Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of like that. It's that sort of age as well, where I guess the songs were certainly bigger than our faces, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I guess so, because there were some massive tunes, weren't they? Like in that era.
Well, I'm not sure though, because you got. I remember you, and I've seen you grow physically. Mustache, beard, longer hair, back in the day. Because of a lot of your music videos, actually. But that's a question I want to get to later. I mean, the thing is, Irwin, is like I've said before, we don't like to particularly grill our guests. It's not a Parkinson. But as you're on the show, for us personally, because you're part of our pop culture for sure, I felt it only right that we do get a few serious questions your way. And let me just say this. Irwin Sparkes, I'm arresting you on suspicion of stealing the hearts of many.
Oh, wow.
Bringing the roof down at respected establishments.
Not see this coming.
And having a jawline that could kill.
It's true, actually.
You don't have to say anything unless you wish, or anything you do say maybe to get evidence. But listen to me, Irwin. You're coming down San Hill, mate.
Okay.
For questioning. We're all about nostalgia here. Irwin Sparkes, you have released a lot of creatively impressive music videos, high production values and well performed, particularly by yourself. Cops and Robbers, for example, is an epic production and wouldn't look out of place as a number in the West End. Not forgetting the Harryhausen-esque monster in Worried About Ray. How involved were you in the creation of these concepts, and did you have a particular interest in film and performance before the band took off?
Wow, that's a grilling.
That really is. That's whew, okay. Firstly, you are talking to Irwin Sparkes, BA Ons.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay. Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's the right reaction, and it's only going to get heightened when I tell you it's in performing arts.
Ah, it is. I knew it.
Not surprised. Not
Not-
surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Well, that said, did I actually have any involvement in the videos? Precious little.
Really?
I mean, you're right. They were very high end. What did happen is we chose which video to go with, and we had a long-standing relationship with fantastic directors known as Diamond Dogs, and that's,
Oh, yeah.
Phil Sampson and Ollie Weeks, and those guys really, they got what we were doing, and they were able to. I guess it's that thing you want, where it's like the visual twin to your music.
They're almost like little short films, almost, aren't they? Some of the videos, like little sort of comedy. Also, with what was it? Worried About Ray? With this, no, Goodbye, Mr. A. You were, ahead of the game with the superhero thing. That was pre-Marvel, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think what you're trying to say is that we birthed the Marvel
The universe. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Is Mr. A going to make an appearance in the Marvel's MCU? I mean, maybe.
You should, but now if I had a penny for every time anyone had asked me that.
yeah.
Genuinely, though, the videos, they were some of the most fun we had, and we got to fly in Goodbye, Mr. A. That was impressive. To go on. I mean, it was Christopher. Here's some Hoosier trivia. It's Christopher Reeves, stunt double, actually who plays Mr. A.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Wow.
And so Ray Harryhausen, the actual monster is created by Tim Burton's stop frame animation specialist.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because it looks it looks the part,
Well, but this is what I mean.
So it
Like,
should.
when we talk about the Hoosiers, and like for me, the music videos always, like even now, I was thinking back when we knew we were going to get you on the show, and I was thinking of that Worried About Ray video with the animation and stuff, and I was like, I seem to remember them always bringing out good music videos. So for me, it's like, no, I think the people did recognize you and your face and stuff because these videos were pretty memorable.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I guess they were for that time, and so that did propel us into the spotlight for a solid 12 and a half minutes. We baked and burnt up upon re-entry to Earth's atmosphere. But also, I kind of think we're kind of fortunate that we were what felt like that tail end when a major label would kind of still invest in sort of videos being really important.
Yeah.
A lot of that stemmed as well from musically and visually what we'd done, even when the record label guy would come down to the studio and he turned up on fancy dress day, which we had just to liven our, the process of the fact we'd just slowly gone mad in the country in a residential studio. And so the head of the label came down to find like Al dressed as the Ultimate Warrior, which if you know anything about WWE.
Oh, yeah.
It just the pants and face paint.
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man. It was ropey, but that was the thing, and Diamond Dogs kind of got that, and it was in part a reaction to us not not wanting to take ourselves seriously, but we did take the music very seriously. And I think actually that didn't always probably come across quite as we intended it, but my goodness, we had a laugh.
Were there any like videos that were pitched to you that you remember that you sort of turned down, or do you remember any of the ones that were there any sort of mad ideas that were just too much?
I'm sure I got one. I mean, this is. I remember one in particular that just featured me sort of on as if I jumped out of a plane, and it was going to be one of those, those giant hair dryers, and there's a name for them, and it's not that.
Yeah.
You're hovering there, and it's like you're free falling. And it wasn't bad, but I mean, all the ideas we went for sort of trumped it. But I think if I'm honest, the reason I didn't want to do it was probably because I was just worried everyone would know how big my forehead was. That said as well, we also, for the video Choices, which was the single from the second album, we were supposed to film it in Thailand. And when we had 2 cancelled trips, we were like on the plane the next day, and then a grenade went off in the airport, and the next one, that Icelandic.
Oh shit!
Oh, really? Yeah. Right.
Ended up filming it in a warehouse in Neasden.
Right. Is that what it was in these?
But it looked the part. Was this was the sort of the kung fu one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I actually read a comment on YouTube that someone had put that was like, it's so obvious that after a while, the purpose of these videos is for the Hoosiers to do whatever the flying fuck they want. and he says, and I love them for that.
I mean, you could probably have chosen from a plethora of less kind, generous ones. But
because you're doing a kung fu movie, you're doing a superhero movie, and then there's the one where it's sort of is it like a road trip around America route? What's it called? The Bumpy Ride. Yeah. Which is almost like a short film. It's like an 8-minute long epic video.
Okay, so that led to the split from the major label, and then that was us kind of a much more guerrilla version of 10 Days in RV with a couple of strangers. We're now besties, but probably the most fun to film because the rest are like, right, you've got 30 hours, go, and you burn all that major label money, whereas this was actually had the time to do it, and it really was a road trip. They're not telling us where we're going, and you'd wake up in Roswell, or the whole thing was filmed between Vegas and Austin.
Yeah, because I was watching it thinking, what's going on here? But but that's kind of the idea. You're like having a mad road trip across America because you're suddenly like, there's like an alien autopsy going on. Then the next minute you're bowling, and then you're in a sort of school for the deaf. That was kind of
a lot of very interesting people. But it was as well. It's little nods. I mean, in there it's like from The Hangover.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And realizing we sold our bassist. So it's catching up with you the night after everything's gone wrong, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you kind of do you sort of marry a stripper in one of these chapels?
I forgot. Yeah, that did happen. That was great. That was really funny. Just to get married by Elvis.
With Elvis as a vicar.
Legally binding.
Pardon?
We're joking that it's potentially legally binding.
Right.
Yeah. My actual wife never finds out.
Oh, so is that like with like when you're in the chapel in that music video with the Elvis impersonator? That was just something you went and found. That wasn't someone you hired like as an actor. That was a real.
I mean, the budget is like 1% of what the other videos would have been.
But it's so fun, and it comes across looks like fun,
Yeah, definitely. It's out of all of them. If I'm honest, I'm like, if we could do a follow up, it would have to be keep it local, I guess. Northumbria, probably.
My auntie actually got married in Vegas by an
legitimately.
Yeah, to her
really?
to her still husband. Yeah, with an Elvis impersonator as the. Would you say as the vicar, as the
priest,
minister,
the minister? I suppose.
Minister,
yeah,
legally binder.
Yeah, so she did.
Has it passed the point now of like? Has it become cool again because it's so, is it unoriginal to get married in Vegas, but the people that actually do it, you think, Jesus, you've actually done it there.
Yeah, it's come back round again. It's come back into fashion. Yeah, I don't know. When I heard my auntie had done it, I was only a kid at the time, so I'd never heard of it before. I thought it was just a mad thing, but maybe everyone was at it at the time. I don't know.
I suppose it cuts out a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
I guess so. Well, we didn't go because she was in Vegas, so.
Yeah, true.
That's one of the reasons to do it, right? You get to avoid having to invite the people you don't want there.
Yeah. You just have Elvis there.
Yeah.
And your wife.
Irwin.
Hit me.
Let me get you another question here. In October 2007, you came in at number 5 in the UK charts with Goodbye Mr. Ray. What made you happier? Marrying your wife or beating Scouting for Girls by 5 places? it's a real thing.
Silence is deafening.
Genuine thought going into this. I'm not really on the walk in these shoes again, in those particular pointed shoes and the rough cups that formed my sleeves. It was the noughties. It was like, I sound like an Austin Powers impersonator, but weren't there, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, it was, of course. It's always going to be trumping, scouting for girls. Always. I mean, I think they eventually, would turn the tide of the war against us.
Never.
Thanks. Right answer.
Never.
I enjoyed you saying just then it was the noughties.
Yeah.
Because I hear it was the 90s all the time, and I always feel like I'm too young to say that.
Yeah.
But I want to bring this into circulation more. It was the noughties.
Yeah.
Because it's something I can say. I was like, out there,
we were there, man.
watching gigs, getting pissed, no phones anywhere, having fun in the noughties. But God, it was the noughties, man. You know what I mean?
But especially with the indie scene.
Yeah,
and
the indie scene was huge,
pop and
wasn't it?
stuff like, we loved it, didn't we?
Like,
I mean,
there were so many bands, like, after sort of the Libertines, I guess, there were so many bands in the wake of that. And then that sort of era, it was quite a mad time, wasn't it?
Which is a pejorative term towards the what came after the Libertines.
What did you say? What was the term, sorry?
Was just derision aimed at it. Landfill indie.
Oh, landfill indie, of course. Yeah.
I'll not say it a fourth time. I just won't. I just
sorry. I genuinely misheard.
Well, it did feel like there were a few at the time. I feel like a lot of big record labels would have been like hyenas, or maybe that's not the right word, more piranhas, that just wanted to, at that time, like you said, there were so many bands that were being signed or that had been done for like a one album. Or
you're thinking of Vultures.
Vultures. That's the one. Vultures.
I got hyenas. Was
that works much better than
piranhas.
But go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I imagine there was a lot of con men out there that were just kind of going, okay, there's this band here, and we'll sign them for this amount of time, and then we'll just bin them again. It felt like there was just so many bands coming through they could afford to do that.
The stories that we heard, and even actually people that we know, where sometimes they would get signed by a label so that another label couldn't sign them. It was a particular label
Oh, God, that's horrible, isn't it?
Oh, that's bad.
Said, look, we really believe in your music. It wasn't that. It wasn't because they believed in it. They just didn't want anyone else to benefit. So they'd hold them and just get them to make an album even, and then sit on it. The album wouldn't come out, or it would be like one single and it didn't go to number one, so they'd get dropped or something like that. There are lots of those stories, and it probably still happens really, where artists don't even get to release a single.
Yeah, I remember a story of there's a Sheffield band. I think this is like a public story, so I think it's okay to say, because I think they wrote there's a blog about it with the Harrisons, and they were saying that they were sort of getting a wage off the record label as far as they knew, and they only realised they were dropped by the label when they went to sort of draw their wage for the month, and it had just stopped. Oh. And that's how they found out that they were sort of dropped by the label. And I think their album came out after they'd split up, actually, in the end. And it was a good album as well. Like, it was a real shame.
Yeah.
And also then to flip the flop to the flip of that particular set of flip-flops is that in this day and age, what I just found out from someone is that when you get dropped, what you have to do is you get like a call from HR, you get like a 6-month counselling checkup.
Oh, right.
Now there's far more sensitivity to
Really?
That's good.
Wasn't there in our day? But
Yeah.
Because so what happened with you? You had, your first album was huge, and then was it the second one where you sort of left the label, but then you did it your own way and just got the fans to fund it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we took. If I'm honest, we didn't want to make the same record again. We took pains to try and add a lot more new. It's like we took basically 10 years to get the sound for the first album. Then we threw it all out and thought, let's try something else for the second album. And we tried to reinvent the wheel. And if I'm honest, it took so long that music had moved on and was really after female electronic artists. And why not? Because there'd been a hell of a lot of scruffy looking blokes. Up to that point. But yeah, so we kind of missed the boat, and I did my best to fit in, but I wasn't very convincing at any rate. And, we just ended up falling between the cracks, mainly because the major label said it's got to be top 10 for that comeback single. And Choices went in at number 11.
Bloody hell, I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
To be, at least they were true to their word. And then they, Radio 1, I remember the story was that they'd said, pick this song, Unlikely Hero, for the second single. So we went and shot the video. We came back and got this video. We spent a load of label money on, here it is, here's that song. And then Radio 1 went, no, we're not going to play it. Even though the best thing you've ever done, they were like, we're not going to play it. But also, these are the stories that get filtered back to you. And also, for the record, I can say, I'm just conscious. It might sound like I'm massively bitter about it. But I am. I live it.
Just want to make clear, that is the case.
Genuinely, there's that slight point. I like the idea of, you've got to want to see the silver lining. And genuinely, we have. And in case this is the last band question, I'm just going to say we love what we do now easily as much, if not more, than back then.
And you're releasing new stuff, right? As in, like, literally, potentially the week that this podcast has just come out.
Yeah, it's the first single, in fact, in 8 years. Just came out yesterday.
But I mean, it's incredibly exciting stuff.
Yeah, for us, genuinely, we're surprised. I think actually it was lockdown that kind of did it. It just put because then you lose doing what we always do, which is still getting to play live. And so even though we're most certainly comfortably under the radar, we still play sort of 30 gigs a year. We've self-released 2 records, which is hard work, if I'm honest. Yeah. Then we sort of, through lockdown, it was like, okay, do we call it a day? And I get why a lot of bands have, even during that time. But myself and Al, we put this album together from writing to recording within 3 months. It's the most fun we've had. And I think it's technically referred to as a midlife crisis. Loving it. We just never enjoyed each other's company, what we do. So yeah, honestly, we're so excited to get new music out there. And we're really made up.
Yeah, amazing.
Great.
It's perfect timing.
So,
as well.
so you have been gigging the whole time, of course, like as you say. It's just this is the first new album. It's not like you're back together. You've always been together, right?
Together. I mean, there's been a couple of lineup changes, but we've been together since literally November 1995.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Wow.
And we've been, I don't know, there's just something about, I kind of think we've sort of rediscovered that thing that we as the band do together, which is something we want to do, which is make positive songs of joyful effervescence, injecting them into the ears of all who hear.
I think there's similar.
I like it. Great soundbite.
Yeah, that's good. Like this, I think we get that as well as a comedy group that have kind of been together forever and had some success here and there. But the main thing being, we just love doing it and together.
Yeah.
And it's never going to stop. And we always want to be doing something because we love it.
Yeah, it's true. When the sort of paid projects have dried up, we're still working on stuff just because we enjoy meeting up and putting stuff together. So it sounds like a similar thing. Like,
We've been doing it since 2004. I mean, us three, you guys have been doing it even longer than that.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Not quite 95, but,
I know, but
not far off.
Can't help being considerably younger than me. I won't hold it against you. I'll let your listeners.
But
I don't think we are. I don't think there's that big an age gap, to be fair.
It's okay. 66 was a great year to be born, and I'm proud of that. I wasn't born in 66, just in case.
It was and what I should actually mention, the week that you were in the charts at that point, you'd actually beat Justin Timberlake and 50 Cent.
Oh, wow.
With their song Technology. Do you remember that one?
50 Cent is still sore. Literally, whenever.
Irwin, I just want to hit you with. I should still be playing this serious kind of police character that's
of course,
got you in questioning, really. But do you want a drink of water or a can of pop or something?
And actually, sorry, no, Mac, you were on. But I had questions for you guys, but that's not how this whole interrogation works.
Please do.
Go for it.
Please go for it.
Because here's one thing. This is it's like this new rediscovery of a purple patch of creativity for myself and Alan. We're now like writing halfway through the 6th album. The one that's going to come out this year will be the 5th. So we're trying. It's just loving that process. And I'm reading this book at the moment. It's changing my life. It's called Black Box Thinking, and a lot of it hinges upon how our relationship to success is defined by our relationship to failure, and how a lot of the time we're very failure averse. And in terms of critique, but the whole point is it's nonsense, because it's how we evolve as humans in the first place, and how you get things right is by getting them wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm just between the three of you as well, because you need each other's feedback, or else everything falls apart, really. And I'm just wondering, because to couch it, I was watching Get Back, the Beatles doc, and I see Sir Paul on Let It Be, I think it was, and he's asking George what his problem is with the song, and he's going, I just think that line's cheesy, and he's like, well, what is it about it? And he really wants to know, and he really wants to hone in on that. And I watched it, I thought, shit, he's 26.
I know,
and
man. Yeah.
40,000 years older than him now.
Yeah.
And it still gets me a bit when Al's like, I don't like that song. And I just wonder, even with you guys, because that's such an important key of the creative process and coming up with anything, is being able to take criticism from people whose opinions you trust. Well, and I'm just wondering how that works in a three-piece.
It's funny because me and Ryan had a similar conversation the other day. Well, we were talking to someone else.
Behind my back.
We were just talking about John and how we don't respect his opinion. No, we were talking to another friend, and Ryan said something which I agree with, which is like, when we make something, if it's for the podcast or whatever it's for, whether it's a character piece or whatever it is, our main thing for me that brings the happiness, or what I want, is to make sure that these guys like it. Like, if I make a song and I send it to these guys, it's like they're the audience for me. I'm not thinking of a huge audience at that point. I just want them to be pleased with it, because then I know I'm onto a winner, because there's an element of trust between us three, I'd say, where I'd say if Ryan or John was like, actually, I think that's a bit shit, or that don't really work, I'd have to say, well, yeah, I respect your opinion.
And I think it is just a case of, we've been doing it so long now that we do just trust each other, and aren't that precious, really. Like, we've written so much stuff over the years, and we've come up with so, like, I think when you start out, if it's the first thing and you've put all your effort into this one sketch or this one character, you might get a bit precious about it and feel a bit. But at this point in time, however many years into it we are, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's well, we trust each other enough to know, well, this person obviously thinks that I'm good. This person obviously thinks that I can write a funny sketch, or I can, create a funny character, or I can perform well. And just because they're criticizing this one thing, it doesn't mean everything else goes away. And it's just true. That's just comes with time, I think.
Yeah.
There can sometimes be a slight tension. Like the other day we were writing, and there was like, I think you suggested something, I really didn't want to do it, because I thought someone else had done something similar. Sort of saying, well, just because someone does something a bit similar, it doesn't mean that we can't do something. It's not exactly the same. Yeah. And there was a slight tension, but then, like, that was there for a few, like, 5 minutes, less, like a minute. And then
that's good, I think.
Oh, you need it. Yeah.
To be able to just, like, if someone's written something and you go, I don't think you should do that bit, I think you should cut that and get to this bit quicker, and then it's like, oh, I quite like that bit, but then we can always, because we've done it for so long, we can always talk it through. We can talk it out.
Yeah, if you feel strongly, you can explain why you would like to keep the bit.
Yeah.
Usually that will
it's useful having a third person, because it means it's not just one opinion against another opinion. It's usually like there's someone else to like
gang up.
Yeah, gang up on me.
Sure. I mean, and not on that though, because you touch on it, and that's something I'm sure it's so implicit in any successful relationship, musically or spousal. It's that dealing with confrontation and having an open communication, like being able to tell someone when you disagree and why. And I just think there should be modules about that in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
How to have a difficult conversation.
It's okay to disagree. It's just how you do it.
Yeah, how to sort of socialize should be taught in
100%.
a way. It's true. It's a really good point.
No more questions. No, wait, hang on. Who's Who's your interrogator?
No, yeah, I'm interrogating. Yeah, I like what he's done here. He's trying to slip out of what he's been arrested for. He's trying to pull a fast one.
So they say in a job interview, start asking them the questions.
Yeah, no, you do. When you're doing well, actually, you're doing well. Listen, I've just got one more question. We might get you on your way. Al's paid bail, so we might be able to get you out of here. Last question is this, Irwin. You've stated in the past that you wanted your first album, The Trick to Life, to feel a bit like an adult fairy tale. What is it you like about fairy tales, and what type of creatures would you and Al be in a fairy tale, do you think?
Like mythical creatures sort of thing?
Definitely. Al would be a great centaur.
Oh,
this
nice.
is what I was thinking.
That's nice.
Nice. Now remind me. Is it what's the centaur again? Is it this?
Horse. And notice I did not say fawn.
Not fawn.
Like, the goat-legged fellow.
Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that from Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe?
Yeah, he's a fawn.
So sorry, the centaur is head of a man, arms of a man, body of a horse.
Yes.
Cool. I got it.
I mean, he kind of is. Quite.
He's already there.
Well, that's what I thought. I definitely saw him as some kind of, what is it, bovine?
Yeah, hooved
beast. And I could see you with some kind of weapon maybe, but a friendly character.
Goblin.
Okay.
My wife would have been straight in there. She'd be like, Goblin.
Did you ever hear this? There's this thing that sort of became widespread during lockdown, this idea of goblin mode, going goblin mode.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever go goblin mode? Which is just, I guess it's just letting the filth build up in the room and just not washing and just eating shit. And
actually relates to personal hygiene as opposed to sort of like moral.
Right, yeah.
Who doesn't love a bit of their own stink?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I saw you maybe, I was watching something you were in the other, maybe 8 years ago or something, but you had a full-on beard, and I thought, that's a good look, actually. That's like Macca's in Get Back.
I'd take that.
Which was before Get Back, so you were kind of ahead of the time.
Ahead of his time. That one.
But I liked it. I like it with a full beard.
Me too. I kind of miss it. It's now a lot whiter than it used to be. I don't know if I'm ready to see myself as a Father Christmas type figure, because I'm not that generous.
No.
But it will come back. Right now, it's summer. I've got to there is this slight thing of commitment. Like Al and I have this chat, and it's like, hang on, who's having the tash for this album? Al had it on the...
fair.
And then I've got to keep it for the whole album length cycle, really. So, But then beard, yeah, thanks. Beard for the comeback.
Yeah.
Great to have fun like her.
Well, if you've got the beard, then it would cover up the jawline that could kill, which would actually drop one of the charges, to be fair. So we might drop that.
Okay, on the jawline thing, I'll be honest, it was it was probably
sensitive
it was there, but now it's because as I've aged, I notice I now have like I have the shoulders of a worm in that if I put I'm the least broad person you'll ever meet. And then my head is now narrow, pencil thin, and like there's no jaw there anymore. It's just I'm sort of just withering before your eyes.
It's like a Funhouse Murray kind of vibe, like one of those. Although I mean, it doesn't look like that to me.
Listen, I'm going to let you off. I'm going to let you out because we really should start the show.
Do you think
unless there's any more questions from PC Howes.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think, because the terrible fans might want to know, just super quick, what creatures we would be? I'm going to say...
So sorry, of course.
I'll be a gnome, little fishing gnome.
Okay, gnome, yeah. I think that'd suit you. Me, very quickly, I'd see... What's the one that's half man, half bull, maybe?
Oh, Minotaur.
Minotaur, something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Taurus as well, do you know what I mean? It's my star sign, it's Taurus, so I think that works well as well, actually. John, I mean, it's been said.
Go on, what were you going to say?
Didn't someone say once you look like the fella from...
Mr. Tumnus, yeah, I got that a lot. But I'd like to be a Cyclops.
Yeah, nice, good one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Greek mythology, it's not fairy tale, but...
No, you could have a Cyclops in a fairy tale, can't you?
Could
Sure.
be like half goat, half cyclops, John, something like that.
Great. Yeah, that'd be awful.
Something lovely like that.
That's my only question. Yeah.
I did have a question at the end here. I didn't think we'd have time for it, but do you know what? We'll just slip it in real quick. What's your favourite crisp? Owen, just for the terrible fans are going to want to know this. So we're just curious.
I'm going with a bacon Wheato.
Oh, good
Ooh.
choice.
Very
Bacon
nice.
Wheato and a Lucozade original used to be the medicine as a child for me. If I had a dicky tummy.
It's just lunch.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, I had a little question, but I don't know if you want to move on.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Basically, what I wanted to ask about the Wheelsden Raider. Do you know what I mean when I say this?
Oh, I won't do the impression. Yes, I do.
I'll do the impression. You've got no fans. You've got no fans.
Oh, do you want some?
Do you remember this
Do
guy?
you want some, do ya? I'll give it ya.
Here he is.
You've got no friends.
This guy. And you might be asking, well, why is Ryan bringing that up now?
Yeah.
Random thing to
Told
bring
you
up.
not to bring it up.
I know, but I just I thought there might be. I'd like to hear what he was like in person because and you were involved in an England song a couple of years ago, right? And in the video to that, and that was by who was that by? Woody and Kleiny in support of Calm campaign against living miserably. So
Oh, well, my
very,
God, do we support that here?
very commendable. And in that video, it featured the famous Wheelsden Raider. And there's a scene where you and Kleiny and Woody and the Wheelsden Raider are sort of dancing on a football field. And I just was curious. sorry to bring this up. But what if anything happened of interest with this guy?
Actually, yes. So we did see him there, and we're big fans of his work. As
Who isn't?
so Al and I, we built up the courage, and we said, "Excuse me, sir, would you mind terribly? For a start, it's an honour. Lovely to meet you, and thanks for being part of this charity endeavour. And would you mind telling us that we've got no friends so we can film it?" We've got no fans. That was its thing. If you got no fans, we were asking him to do that. And so he was like, yeah, sure. Okay. And I went to film it and he goes, "Do you know what?" And we're like, "Yeah, what?" And he goes, "You got lots of fans and I'm one of them."
Oh, that's
So we
sweet.
were like, "Oh, God."
Oh, what a sweet guy.
Really sweet.
I looked
And then
at-
did you go, "No, but seriously, can you just do this video for me, mate?" Yeah.
But that's very well. That's lovely, but it's not your catchphrase, is it? So can you just do the catchphrase, please?
It's not why you're here, mate.
Okay.
22 million views though for that.
Yeah, and do you know, I looked him up because of this. I looked him up earlier, and I saw he's brought out a calendar, and on the front it's him sat in a
Nude.
with gold jewelry on, and in a big gold chair with a leather jacket on,
Nice.
and it says, "You mocked. Look who's laughing now."
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, you say nude, but like page January is him and a couple of sexy women, like something from the 90s.
Right.
I mean, it's classic stuff. It's
Yeah,
real good.
wow.
Stocking full of gift for Christmas.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's worth bringing up. And I do hear that he's available for stag do's as well, which I find almost upsetting more than
It's a
anything.
bit of a
'cause
shame.
They're getting cuffed. They're getting cuffed to him. Handcuffed to the group, to
dear
the
me.
stag.
That's a bit. Bit
Cash. Isn't it?
No, I mean, why would it?
So he's there.
Because it's awful. That's an awful thing.
Listen, guys, we should start the show.
Of course. Yeah.
Let's start the show. Okay, we've not even said hello to our terrible listeners yet. So hello to you. Thank you so much for your patience. We did promise we'd get round to you at some point, and we haven't. And this is now the point. We've got good old-fashioned Ryan Howes here. Hello, Ryan. Thanks for coming down.
Hello.
You been excited for this episode?
Oh, very much so, yeah. Buzzing.
And Sir John Patrick over there. John,
Hello.
you're all right,
Good,
are you?
lovely to see you, everybody.
And of course, Irwin Sparkes. And would you believe it, Sparkes is not even a stage name.
I was going to ask, but I didn't want to be rude. It's not.
Hey, it's okay. Like, this is a safe space, truly. And no, Sparks, but it's Kes. Just to, I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's
But,
probably another Sparks in the village. That's probably why.
It's an awesome name.
but your old friend, Angel. Remember Angel and Sparks? You remember that? Sparks and Angel?
What's
Oh,
that?
how could I forget? Wow. You just quoted me to me. I like that. No, wow. Okay.
I've done my research.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about...
anyone else But I'm with you. Go for it. Good luck. Good luck.
Irwin, I had a friend that he used to work with back in the day before pre-Hoosiers, when he was working at a betting company.
Ticketmaster, actually.
Ticketmaster. Oh, it was Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster. Al was at Ladbrokes.
That's right. Al's at Ladbrokes.
I'll give you that.
I mean, to be fair, it feels like I'm leading up to a story here, but the only reason why I knew that Sparkes wasn't just a stage name was because pre-Hoosiers, you were using Sparkes and Angel as a double act joke name that he had with a guy whose surname was Angel at Ticketmaster.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how you know, and I'll let you into, because it's not much of a story. I'm trying to outdo you with a less dramatic end to this story. I don't know why I'm jumping into this particular hole of your own digging.
I was going to say, he said it.
Never mind the buzzcocks, right?
That's right.
And I just remember this intense feeling of the cameras going on me, and there was indeed Justin Angel. We both worked in fraud prevention. I remember just talking, and I couldn't stop, like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But the lights on me, and I just started, like, we were never called Angel and Sparkes. I mean, I said at the time, but that didn't happen. No one, it was just feeling incredibly nervous. And also, Bill Bailey stole my joke. That's my.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
that's happened to John before. But let's hear yours, Owen. What happened?
Well, for a start, I was kind of shitting a brick. Where you're like, I was just writing songs in a university room in digs with Al, and then suddenly you're like, why am I in a team with like Bill Bailey and there's Noel Fielding or whatever, and you're like, this. Oh, I feel a little out of my depth.
Yeah, it'd be daunting.
And then I had to I made some comment about the size of my inhaler to Bill Bailey in the rehearsal, because I think his inhaler was bigger or something.
Right.
And then, didn't think anything of it because it was like the rehearsal thing. And I was like, oh, that looked really cheesy if I reused that. And I didn't know that's what everyone does. That's why it's and so I did it. And he got my laugh. He had,
no, that is harsh.
I don't want people to think that I'm not over it.
No, that's...
Is the new album called Bill Bailey Stole My Joke?
And it's also the reason I now have a 3-foot inhaler.
Now, listen, Irwin, I know you've listened to every single episode of Terrible Features since you knew you were coming on the show. We're coming up to our 100th episode. I mean, technically, this is our 99th episode. So it's a real pleasure to have you on the 99th.
Thank you so much for having me here. And on the 90th, my favourite number.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good.
And as you know...
I suppose a 99 is just like a nice... You're laying in bed together normally, aren't you? Having a nice lay down, watching the telly. Versus versus the infamous 69 that people talk about.
I know. Yeah,
we should make that a thing.
Yeah.
99.
Can we have a 99 tonight, love?
It's a lovely thought. Such a lovely thought. It's a shame you said 69. It was enough just in my head.
Yeah, I know.
He's
People
not
got
said it. It's nice. Yeah. But you're right because in case somebody didn't, you were right to do it. But now I'm thinking of 69s. So, Irwin, as you know, we have a feature wheel on the show which decides which features are actually going to come up on today's show. So we're going to get that wheel out. Ryan, can we please reveal that wheel?
Here it comes.
Okay, now it's covered.
Wow.
It's covered in a big old cloth at the moment.
Do you like what I've done with the cloth?
Yeah.
I do like
That's lovely.
The guitars.
the guitars,
Well,
the drums,
The
I can't
microphones
see.
stitched
Oh, is that
on.
what's on the cloth? I see what you've done there.
the
Yeah, to the cloth, but
microphones, the stars. I love
I'm
it.
actually desperate though to take off that cloth.
Okay, I'll take off the cloth.
Oh, look at that!
Holy smokes.
Beautiful.
What do you think, Irwin? What do you think of the wheel? Ever seen one of these before?
Not like that.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say.
Not quite like that.
Now that's a wheel.
Yeah. I mean, what is
That
it?
is-
What is it that impresses you the most about it? I mean, 'cause it's
Is it?
I'd have to say it's the way they're it's just angleless.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely round.
yes,
And that's what I pride myself on. It's something that's often not talked about with a wheel. It's taken as read, but it's true.
Yeah.
Some wheels aren't round. I'm sorry to say it,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yours is
We're busting
actually
this open.
It's the full globe.
This
isn't it,
one
with
is
you?
perfect.
Yeah.
It's not spherical, but it is circular.
No. What, John? What's that on the left hand side down there? What is that?
Left-hand side,
Just on the left. Can you read
which
that?
is on the left.
Yeah. What is that?
I can see a long guitar strings waving around
Like
out
hair.
one side.
That's it.
Like hair.
Can you not see that it's a huge
Gorgeous.
face I've made out of guitar
I
parts?
see.
So there's guitar strings for hair, beard, and mustache. I've got the fretboards for eyebrows.
Oh, is it Irwin?
It's Irwin in guitar parts.
Oh, right.
Didn't you recognise yourself, Irwin?
You know, I couldn't quite pick out.
Hey.
Beautiful.
Just I particularly like your use of guitar picks for my fingernails.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
that's
yes,
really
yes.
nice. Actually, that really fits the bill.
And different. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how you've even got my exact gauge. It's 0.73 millimeters. And
Oh, wow.
Well, look, we do our research here on Terrible Features. I can't lie.
Yeah, you
We dig
know it.
deep.
You know
I'm
it.
kind of wanting to buy that off you.
Oh, it's for sale.
Guys, can
Is
we?
it?
Well, hold on. Now we need to talk after the show about this. I don't like talking wheel politics on when we come to money.
Okay, fair enough.
Because yes, sure, it's up for sale. Some of our previous guests have bought their wheel that they were.
We've never said,
they
but
were
it's
enjoying.
true. It's
Yeah,
true.
we don't talk about that. I mean, we've always said we're very translucent on this.
Transparent.
Transparent. Thank you. We are translucent as well. But yeah, we'll have to talk about that after the show. It looks great, Ryan, but as always, I'm a little bit nervous that. I mean, does it still spin?
Obviously, it spins. It's a perfect circle. But here we go.
Oh, look at it go. Oh, you've even got the back of his head perfect as well. It's all. Oh, a new feature.
Oh, it's always risky getting a new feature out when there's a guest on.
Oh my God, a new feature with a guest. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Have you got one?
I have got a new feature, but I wasn't ever going to put it in the wheel because I thought I don't know if it worked. It might be too hard, but I mean, we could give it a go, I suppose. And it doesn't really have a name,
Okay.
but it does have a jingle,
Okay.
Oh, great.
which is not great, but I mean, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's play this feature. I've got it here.
You up for that, Irwin?
I've got this new feature.
Trying a new feature?
No, I don't think I've ever been up for anything as much as I'm up for this, whatever it is.
Can we quote that from you?
Okay, I'm going to play the jingle then.
Play the jingle. It might explain what it is.
These are not the greatest bands in the world, no. These are a tribute. Couldn't get the greatest bands in the world, no. These are a tribute.
Basically, I'm going to give you the name of a band, and you just got to tell me what you think their tribute band is called. And if it's right, you get a point, and if it's a good answer, you get a point. No need for the big jingle, to be fair, but that's Terrible Features for you.
So,
Wow.
so the idea is, I give. What's funny is, Owen, is before the Hoosiers, you were in a cover band, weren't you? Called Mist, I believe.
Yeah, it was missed. I mean, we played. Yeah, I was about to contest that, and then it's like, no, we did play exclusively covers, and
Okay.
yeah, trying to sneak our own in, much to the audience's chagrin.
So the feature here is, I'm going to give you a name. Now, part of me was going to go, okay, you'll play this separately and try and come up with, if you don't know the answer, try and come up with an alternative. And I was thinking, this could be real difficult. But we're going to go through it now anyway, because it's the only new feature we have.
So you're going to give us the real band name. It's not like you tell us
Yeah.
the tribute and we have to guess. That sounds quite easy.
Yeah, no, that would be easy. No, I'm going to give you the real band name.
And we have to come up with a
And
tribute name.
Right.
you either give me the correct, official or one of the tribute bands, because there's
Right.
quite a few out there.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean? I've not gone to the effort of getting the official one for each one. But I'm going to give you the band name, and I want you to either guess at what they're called, or if not, try and make your own up,
Okay.
which might be really hard when I think about it.
We'll see.
But what I'm what I'm going to do is, and just try and maybe the best way to do it is I'll just give you the name of the band, and you have a second to think, and try out. Either way, some of these tribute band names are quite amusing, so I think we'll have fun either way. But thing is, when we try these new features, they don't always end up back on the wheel, but we try them out. You know what I mean? And if you don't mind, we'll go for it.
Go for it. I'm happy to be your guinea pig.
Okay, thank you. So the first band, guys, is Oasis.
Oh, okay.
Right? So have a think of what their tribute act could be called, and maybe you know the actual tribute act.
I'm hitting a buzzer, which I don't have. I've got two.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a real one, but I like Oasis.
Oasis. And that is a point there for the correct answer. They do have a tribute act called Oasis. Yes.
I also know there's no Oasis.
No Oasis. That's fantastic. Yeah.
You get a point for that as well.
What's the tribute band?
So are they both tribute bands, or is that one that you've invented?
I thought I'd seen it. No Oasis. We probably shared a bill with them.
I love that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
You have the advantage. They also have there's another tribute band for these, actually, which I don't think you get, but it's definitely Oasis, which
that's pretty terrible.
Which is quite funny. It's a funny use of song name, but they're definitely not. Is the hilarity of that. Any more for Oasis, guys?
I would have said Oasis.
Yeah,
and I also had
that's why I was
in my head Noasis, but not Noasis.
Oh, Noasis is
no, but that's basically what was just being said.
Okay,
so,
right, yeah,
but just a slightly less successful version.
John, any ideas?
I was at Oasis, to be honest. That's where I went immediately.
Could you imagine like the Morning Glories?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, play on the words.
Yeah, one of the song titles. Yeah,
guys, Stereophonics. The Stereophonics. It's a tricky one, but there is definitely one official cover band.
Stereophonics.
Which I suppose that's the thing with the cover bands is they never really need to make sense. I always thought it's like the great thing about Oasis is you're playing on the fact
that works. Yeah.
But some of the definitely Oasis, it's a funny title name, but it's nothing to do. So maybe there's lots.
A lot of them seem to work, like Antarctic Monkeys, the Arctic Numpties.
Yeah,
these might be in your game. I'm sorry.
They were there as an extra.
Monophonics.
Oh,
Monophonics.
That's a good.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
We'll give you a point for that. Irwin, any ideas? Do you know? Have you ever jammed with these guys?
And that was it. I thought surely they were going to go Monophonics, but mono. Yeah, that as well. Do I get half a point for going? Yeah, I was going to say the same as him.
Of course you do.
I love this game.
Right?
I don't know. All I can think of is the Stereophonics.
Oh, Stereophonics. Okay.
Doesn't work.
Stereophonics.
I love the clumsiness of it. I hope that's right.
You can have a point.
Stereophone pricks.
Yeah, why not? Another point, Ryan.
Wow, you're good at this.
He's good. He's played this before. The official one, there's one called Stereotonics.
Okay.
Stereotonics.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Now, this one is superb. If you don't know it already, maybe you'd even guess it. So the next one I'm looking for is Stone Roses. Stone Roses. What do you think?
Oh, I know. Buzz.
Okay, Ryan?
It's the Clone Roses.
Clone Roses, yes.
That works.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the official.
Rubber daffodils. I had.
Very
What
good.
did you have?
Rubber daffodils. I'm not laying claim to that one.
Mine was Brick Lilies.
Okay, a point apiece, lads. I'll throw them out.
I was also thinking Stoned Roses for a bit of a fun.
Stone Roses,
bit of weed
but
fun.
that would work though. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the stoned
ones.
The Stoned Posers.
Stone Posers.
Oh, that's good.
Ryan's full of them here. Now the next one, Guns N' Roses. So I don't think this clue will help, but it's a play on an album title of theirs. Is one of the official cover bands. But if you can think of your own for Guns N' Roses. But a clue to one of the official ones is it's a play on an album title.
Can I say Usual Illusions?
Usual Illusion. Is that a play on a song title?
It's an album.
What's the album you're thinking of?
Hey, lose your illusion, isn't it?
You use your illusion.
Use your illusion. That's it. I was saying usual illusions.
Yeah, you're in. I'll take it. Irwin, I'm gonna need an answer from you now because I feel like you should be able to get this one.
Rowan's, hang on. Guns and Roses.
Rowan Stoses.
Smoking.
He's very. He's
smoking something. Smoking lilies again. Damn it.
very clever, Ryan.
I've got an answer, which is Puns and Roses.
Oh, nice.
It's like a bit meta.
No, to be fair to you, it's the best one we've had so far.
Oh, cheers.
Shall I put you out of your misery?
Go on.
Appetite for Deception.
Oh,
what is it? Destruction in the art.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, what do you think for this one? Kaiser Chiefs.
Oh.
Kaiser Chiefs. I mean, to be fair, this is brilliant as well. The one I'm thinking, the one that's being used.
I've got an answer.
Ryan's got an answer. Hold on.
Kaiser Chefs.
Kaiser Chefs.
That's pretty good.
I like Little Chef. I'd like to think we don't take the branding of Little Chef, but
I like this. Although, John, have a think. Ryan's absolutely on fire at this one. I'm so pleased because I was worried there'd be none coming out. To be fair, Ryan, what's your idea for this?
I was
one?
thinking Kaiser Thieves.
Kaiser Thieves is the correct answer.
Is it?
Yeah,
well
it's
done,
official. He's
yeah, that makes sense.
killing it. It's hard. I mean, like you say, funds and no. Oh no, it's Kaiser Chiefs, isn't it? We'll move on.
Liza Chiefs.
Liza Chiefs.
Wow.
Liza Chiefs as well.
Showing off now. Answers for the rest of us.
And what the Hoosiers?
Oh, interesting. You must know this. If
the Hoosiers. It's like who? Hoosiers. Don't know.
If they were to have one, what would the?
Oh, it could be. I mean, it's reaching, but the fusions, as in you're like fusing it together.
Fusions.
The fuse. Okay, yeah. I feel like there's something in the like the Hoosiers, you know?
Yeah.
The Hoosiers.
Guess Hoosiers.
Guess Hoosiers.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's summer. We've got his best man on the case right now, to be fair.
I'm clearly not the man for the job. So yeah, I know who to call, Ryan.
Well, we've actually got.
When you form your Hoosiers tribute band.
Believe me, I don't think there'll be much money in it. I can say position of authority.
Well, we might already have a Hoosiers cover band in our friend Sam T. Winters.
Oh, of course, the jingle maker.
So the jingle maker. So Owen, a friend of ours, Sam T. Winters. He is a musician himself. He's coming up in the game, but he does a lot of jingles for us and just some musical bits that he enjoys because it's a bit of fun. But he also makes his own music, and
it's really good.
We're
always really
big fans.
His jingles are the best jingles on the show.
Well, I said to him, I've got Irwin from the Hoosiers coming on, and he's a big fan. He was like, I fucking love their tunes. And I said, do you want to do a cover? And he said, yeah. And to play us out, I was going to play us out with it. But he did a cover. Now, this cover... Now, here's a good segue to say...
But this isn't playing us out, is it? Just to be clear.
No, it's not going to play us out.
Okay.
We're going to play it right in the middle of the show and force Irwin to listen to it while he's here for a near upon 5-minute cover. This is how we like to do it. But you tried to make the longest song world record, right?
Well, apparently we did. I believe we had it for choices. Stop giving me choices. But we made Stop Giving Me Verses. And
Yes.
It did win the record. And it wasn't accredited by the Guinness Book of Records. I forget why. But yeah.
It wasn't.
I mean, by that point, we'd been doing it for so long, we didn't even give a shit. It was like, just want this song to be over now.
How do you feel about listening to a cover of it?
As long as it's not that one, because no one's got enough time.
It's,
When you said 5 minutes, to be honest, I was like, what song is 5 minutes these days? You know?
But, well, we're gonna play it, but we can just have a chat over it.
Go for it.
You claim science and magic and expect me to buy it. Goodbye, Mr. A. Promised you would love us, but you knew too much. Goodbye, Mr. A. You had all the answers, but no human touch. If life is subtraction, your numbers decide. Your love is a fraction, it's not adding high. I'm still worried about Ray. So busy telling me where I'm wrong. You forgot to switch your feelings on. So superior are you not? You laugh a little bit, but you forgot. Goodbye, Mr. A. Promised you would love us, but you knew too much. Goodbye, Mr. A. You had all the answers, but no human touch. If life is subtraction, your number decide. Your love is a fraction, it's not adding high. I'm still worried about Ray. Goodbye, Mr. A. Goodbye, Mr. A. Goodbye, Mr. A. Goodbye, Mr. A. I'm still worried about Ray. I'm still worried about Ray. If life is subtraction, your number decide. Your love is a fraction, it's not adding high. I'm still worried about Ray. I'm still worried about Ray.
That was Sam T. Winters there. We've worried about Ray, and we've actually got Owen.
I was in.
Did you enjoy that?
I genuinely, it was the best version of Goodbye, Mr. A I've ever heard, including our own.
Well, what an endorsement.
What an endorsement.
That was absolutely. I loved the halftime chorus, and then where it picks up again for the post. It was really well done, and I actually want to ask for a copy of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I was going to say, obviously, I'll send you the copy. I'll send you the track, and yeah.
That's the great thing about Sam, isn't it? You say to him, "I just fancy doing a cover of a Hoosiers song. We've got the guy from the Hoosiers coming on the podcast," and then he delivers that. You go, "Oh, that's incredible!" You know.
Yeah, he's good. He's
That's
just
a Hoosiers song you can dance to, which I mean,
that's it. The reboot, the cover band now. He's going to come on tour and do the covers of. But you can imagine it in a club, that can't you? And just
definitely.
I can anyway.
Of course, yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that, Irwin. I thought it was a nice little break in the middle of the show.
Middle.
People go for wheeze. Yeah, it's not the middle.
I like the fact though. It's like I say to people, you know, when they go, "Can I show you a song or something?" I'm sure you have it when they're like, "Can I tell you a joke?" And you're like, I first off just want to say thanks for not being shit, because That's just that saves everyone a lot of trouble because it's just so awkward then. Because you have to find other things that went well, like your hair looks nice today.
Yeah. I mean, it was a horrible situation to put you in there, but because I had faith that was a good song.
No, that's
felt
the
okay
thing.
doing it.
I have a lot of faith in Sam, and yeah, I'll always push his stuff. But thank you. And listen, Ryan, I've got to say, have we got time for a second spin?
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on Irwin. I mean, we've basically got an episode, but we could spin the wheel again and do another feature if you fancy it. But that's completely up to you. It's your time. No.
I've got 10 minutes, and then my hydrangeas need their second watering.
Right. Okay.
10 minutes.
So I guess there's no time for another spin of the wheel in that case.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
We don't want to risk it.
Not with 10 minutes. How long does a spin take?
I'll tell you what we could do though.
Yeah.
We could have a very quick game in this 10 minutes of who's at the door. If you're up for that.
Oh, that's true.
Am I?
Yeah.
I am, by the way.
In that case.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? It's a mystery.
Okay, so I'm presuming that jingle give you everything you need to know, basically, of what this feature is. So we're just wondering, there's somebody at the studio door right now who's desperately trying to get in and is doing so by knocking on the door.
It's a famous face.
It's a famous face, past and present, dead or alive.
Fictional or none.
Absolutely. And all you need to do, the only clue you get is the knock of the person at the door. Some people say there's often a clue within the knock. I'm not quite sure. But if you guess who is at the door, the people at the door get to come in. If you don't, they stay outside. And that's just the way it is. Okay.
It's quite sad.
Just to give you a difficulty reading on this is episode 99. I think we've discovered who's at the door maybe 6 times.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but it's doable. That's the thing. It's not impossible.
I'm duly confident, but I'm 100% certain that I'll...
Yeah, and sometimes down the headphones you can't even hear the knock, so that makes it even more difficult.
It's very possible Zoom is going to use its noise reduction feature to cut out the knock completely. If that happens, just have a guess anyway.
Have a guess.
Okay, guys, who's at the door this week? Okay, who's at the door this week? And I'm going to go to Sir John Patrick first. Who's at the door?
Not me first.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I thought you looked so confident.
No, it's fine.
You look so confident.
Easy.
Do you want to hear the knock again?
No, I don't need that. It's Delia Smith.
Delia Smith, great guess, to be fair.
Way off.
Way off. Yeah.
Way off. And then I'll move over to good old-fashioned Ryan Ayers. You can have a guess. Who's at the door this week, Ryan?
Is it Gordon Banks?
Gordon Banks.
I think it was he the goalkeeper for England in '66?
Ah, okay. Interesting. Great
I think
guess.
it sounds like him.
Great guess. Irwin.
It was obviously Benedict Cumberbatch.
That is a really good guess, actually. That is a really good guess.
No, he's knock anywhere.
Unfortunately, it was actually, of course, Scouting for Girls at the door. All of them.
Their knock is like, hang on. They're not. That's it. It's triplets. Always.
Well, the good news is they can't come in.
They can't come in, and I'm glad they can't because there would be some serious beef. There might be a fist fight here in the studio.
It might be good for our numbers, but we can't.
Yeah, true. We need
This
that
is
beef.
the tear up. It's the tear up we need.
Owen, can you give us that soundbite now?
Oh, yeah. You want it right now? You want it right now, do you? You stinking soundbite. You can shove it up your ass. That's what you can do. A lot of you have had it up to here. It's with this whole Mickey Mouse operation. And too far? Is that enough?
That's perfect. That's perfect. We got it. We got it.
That was amazing.
It's in the can.
Fucking hell. Listen, I've had such a lovely time. Owen, I want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
And
thanks.
So talk me through what's going on right now. Hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, you should have a new single out or the whole shebang?
Well, certainly, yeah. So the week that I think this podcast is going to come out, the new single will have come out the day before. It might be that this podcast comes out a week after something, but the point is it will be out.
Yeah.
And what's that called, and where can people find
Hello,
it?
Sunshine. And chances are we're back where we belong, firmly atop number one. I expect we've knocked Drake off something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran, pissy, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would imagine so. And also, you've got you're playing with McFly soon, right? Special guest.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to think we all like to think of the matches as sort of older, uglier brothers.
Yeah, of course.
It's nice of them to have us back.
Hopefully, I'll be seeing you in the flesh on the. I think is it the 2nd of September? I believe you're playing in London. You have got a tour and some gigs coming up, right?
Thank you for asking and mentioning, because I was doing a bad job at plugging. But we are playing Coco in London on the 5th of October.
Oh, we should definitely go to that.
Right.
Great, yeah.
If we go to that, can we come backstage, Owen?
Well, it depends on the knock.
What a way to finish it. Listen, I've been MattSkellington.com, the brand. We've had good old-fashioned Ryan Howes here. I don't know how you do it, Ryan, but you bloody keep doing it.
Don't know.
And listen, you should name cover bands. I think you've just got a knack to just absolutely blast them out.
Right.
Sir John Patrick, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Irwin, thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll leave you with this.
The Untrusiers? I don't know.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Oh, go on, he can't stop. Here we go. If you're worried about the cost of living or worried about Ray, don't worry. Carpe diem. It's time to seize the day. The trick to life is don't give up. Like a shark, you should keep swimming. Nearly 100 terrible episodes, but the feature wheel keeps on spinning. Exercise the muscle of the thing you love to do, because that thing you might find silly is the thing that makes you you. Goodbye, procrastination. Goodbye, wasted days. Goodbye, you terrible fans. And goodbye, Mr. A. Good night.
Very nice.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
That was a lovely poem, Matt, to be fair.
Thank you.
Quite sentimental.
Yeah. Well, I thought it might be.
Oh, could we play out with your new song instead?
By all means.
So, you know, there's a hole in the atmosphere, and that's where you go. Sometimes alone, but more often than not, I'm in tow. I wish you'd go. Forever just leave me alone, as cold as snow. Together you pull me below, but you got more to lose. It's hard to find an excuse. Hello, sunshine, sunshine. Say goodbye to this storm. No more dark times. Hello, good times. times away. Hello, good times. I'll say goodbye to the storm. We got bright skies instead. We're gonna run away, leave behind yesterday. The world's gonna hear us say, hello sunshine, goodbye rain. Hello sunshine, goodbye rain. Hello sunshine, goodbye rain.
You have been listening to Seldom Differ's Terrible Features with Matt Skillington, John Patrick and Ryan Howes. Intro and outro theme by Old. You can follow them at Old Music on Instagram. If you want to follow the boys at Seldom Differ, you can get them at Twitter at Seldom Differ, Instagram Seldom_Differ and Facebook at Seldom Differ Comedy. You should also subscribe at Seldom Differ on YouTube. Thank you to Luke Collins at Appley Bridge Studio for his additional audio work. And thank you to all you Patreon subscribers. If you're interested in supporting us, then go to patreon.com/Seldom Differ. And there you can donate as little as £1 a month, that's 25p an episode, that's not too bad, to £3 plus a month, which will allow you access to all of our bonus material. Please do give us a 5-star rating and a review. We'd be unbelievably grateful. Thanks for listening.